Awesome.
Surviving.
So, is everybody here working from home, or does anybody have to go into work?
Working from home.
Who has to go into work?
I have to go into
Not working.
Not work. Feel you.
Not working.
I don't work.
Work from home.
Yeah. So how many
all
people?
companies.
How many people got laid off or furloughed from this? So I'm gonna go around and ask a few of you some questions, and then I have questions for like everybody. So first off, let's start with. I'm gonna start with Charlie, as he loves me so much. So Charlie, you got to play like a pretty like dark, scary character in this one. Did you do anything to get into that character or influences?
Can I answer that question? Yes, Charlie would just play with little things like rubber bands backstage and just stare at us while he would like do with things. So he absolutely did things to get in the character. We were all terrified.
I never knew that. I never knew that.
Always.
As you
Sorry,
can
Charlie, go ahead.
tell from my spooky bedroom, dark and not necessarily. I'm currently fidgeting with something. Wow, Maria, you really got me going with that one. No. You know, you just gotta. My favorite. Okay, so here we go. The wine's kicking in. My favorite thing is all about the text. You know what I mean? When someone's singing a song, right? You don't wanna hear the notes. I'd rather no one sing the right notes ever again in the history of your life.
Glad Ruslan is not in this chat, so
As
that's great.
long as you're giving me the text, just give me the text. Just give me what you feel. Give me emotion. Give me visceral feeling. Give me.
Good. Okay, so these are great answers. I'm glad this is the motivation of your character. It's super exciting.
Charlie, playwrights and lyricists everywhere are applauding you.
It's all about the text. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, so all right, so next one's for Heather. So, oh my God,
Like real Heather?
Let her
the
talk.
real Heather, the true Heather. So,
Bananas.
okay, so Heather, so you were one of the only, I think the only lead that was in high school still when you played Heather McNamara. So was there anything that you felt like you really like reminded you of school now and like what you're kind of dealing with in high school today?
Yeah, definitely. There's all the stereotypes. There's the mean girls. There's the girl that doesn't fit in. And I'm trying to sound smart right now. Also, there's that girl.
Keyword is trying.
You ruined it. I'm trying.
Miss Vineland 2020.
Channel Miss
Heather-
Vineland, come on.
So Heather, there's all these stereotypes there. What stereotype would you put yourself in?
Sheet metal worker.
The theater girl. Like, that's literally me.
The theater girl.
Do I say theater weird?
I'm gonna hit you with a piano.
Yes, you do.
Do I say it like that?
Okay, so let's see. What other questions do I have for all of you lovely people? Okay, Maria, let's do Maria next. All right, so Maria, this was your second time playing Martha.
Yeah.
So how did it feel stepping back into her shoes, and like, what did you do different between the two shows, you personally?
Oh, well, I felt certainly older this time because the cast was like filled with people that were so young and I had to play a high schooler against them. So that was a real struggle. I used a lot of great cream on my face. What did I do differently?
We all used some great. Let me stop.
Well, there was actually a lot of changes to the script, right? So I had to like adapt in that way. There was some dialogue that was shifted. I think just working with different people, you know, and as Charlie said, the text is so very important. Working with people and letting them deliver the real, true words to you just brings brings nuance to the character that you didn't have before. It was also awesome to work with Cierra as my BFF because, you know, she's a real life friend, and that I think created a different dynamic between myself and Veronica than I had before. So it was great.
Maria, the first time you did it, it was not You're Welcome, right? It was still Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Yeah, Blue was in, and You're Welcome was just in the kids version. the Heathers 101.
Well, that's in a
we did
kids
blue.
version? What?
It's in the teen version.
It's in
And
the
that's
high
what it was
school
written for
version.
originally.
Ew.
Yeah,
I know.
It's in
It's
the
so
high school
creepy.
version. It's gross.
Listen, I got to beatbox and Cierra actually got to rap. Talents that we actually still don't have to this day.
Got him.
Oh my gosh. So Maria, so you said that like it was really good working with Cierra. Did you do anything with Cierra after Heathers? Like you guys were really close. Did anything big happen in the summer of last?
Well, I mean, I don't like to brag, but if you aren't aware, not only am I an acclaimed actress in the South Jersey area, I'm also a reverend. So for the rest of this chat, if you could refer to me as such, Reverend Maria.
Rev. Wait, it was the Rev, right? Can you go by the Rev?
I go by the Rev. I married Cierra and her husband, Buddy. That was amazing.
Woo!
So,
Cool fun fact.
literally one of my
Fun
favorite things.
fact.
All right, so Cierra, next question is for you. So I kind of have like a two-part question for you. You were somewhat in the show, like you weren't in it a lot, but it was such an iconic character that you played. How did you make Veronica your own?
So, obviously, like everyone else, I watched like every YouTube video there was on Barry Wilbert Weed. So, as much as she was like an inspiration, I did want to be different. I wanted to make my Veronica have a piece of me. So I'm like super quirky and sassy. It's kind of just my thing. So I tried to like throw that into her and kind of make it my Veronica's vibe. I'm nerdy and quirky, so tried to roll with that. Yeah, I don't know. It came easy because I am quirky. So.
You also say you sang a lot of songs that were really high. I mean, like somewhat high. I mean, I think they're like somewhat high, right? A little challenging.
That's like Sierra.
A little.
Wait, I don't know who said that because I still can't figure out who's saying what. Oh, I'm like, what?
A little
So Cierra, what did you do to like keep your voice up to par? Because every night you sounded flawless. So like, what did you do backstage? Because I know you were doing some crazy ritual. So what did you do backstage?
Yeah, so everybody in South Jersey Theater knows about the goop. The goop was
The goop.
definitely used. Other than that, my number one savior was steam, nonstop. And I had Maria, Deena, and Joe, and Harley, and whoever turned it on for me. Prepared just to get a couple of puffs and roar around on stage for any song. And then Nick, we don't really know if this is real or not, but guess what? It works. He's told me like to do this like thing with my vocal cords. And let me tell you, I did every single time. Like this, like shifting. It's like there's like bubble. I don't know. We don't know what the science is, but we did it every mic check. And Nick, as my witness, I did not crack on the nights that I remember to do that. So,
Okay, Nick, you need to demonstrate and teach us whatever this is that you did.
Yeah.
And you
It's
need to
just
not
like-
be, wait, hold on, pause, because you're a gremlin right now in the dark and all I see is your floating head.
See
so,
me?
like,
Sorry, I'm outside.
Okay, all right.
I'll go by the light. Can you see me now?
Yes,
Why
yes.
are
You just
outside
literally
right
like
Are you camping? Where
Nice
are
out.
you?
backyard.
Do your parents let you back in the house?
Where are you kicked out?
Sometimes. You just literally wiggle, and then you feel like
Right.
little cracks and like bubbles. Do you feel it?
Oh!
Yeah.
Just like rip your throat out.
Everybody, melt your heart.
I'm waiting for someone to like rip out their throat.
2, 1.
It's wrong.
Is this safe? Sure that's healthy?
Wait, nobody move.
Everyone do it.
Yeah,
I
everybody
feel
do
great.
it. Everybody do it.
I'm good. It's like everyone's choking themselves.
All right, so next one is a two-person question. So this one is for Tom and Joe.
You're welcome.
So obviously your characters are completely 180s of who you are in real life. How hard was it?
That's not really true. I'm kind of a dick.
Yeah. He's a handsome one though.
Guys, oh my god, I almost knocked over my wine.
Sorry.
So I mean, I know that like both of you, like even people like said to me and said to you, like, is that really like a character that like is right for you guys? And I think you both were phenomenal, and you were completely. Tom, shut up.
I was too dense. Next to Joe, I looked like a whale. I was like, ah!
Oh my god.
Stop!
So, like, how hard was it to like do these characters, because they're very different from who you guys are, and you had to, I know like Tom had to work on different things with your voice and like, you know, like how you guys would walk and everything like that. How like I don't know, how hard was it, and what did you do to like help you?
Good joke.
I mean, I don't think it was that hard. I feel like I've played characters like that before in the past. So, yeah, like, I'm kind of a dick. It's not a stretch. How about you, Tom?
Yeah, I'm not like, did you just change your name to Ram Sweeney?
I did that a while ago. I was doing Maria's Reverend talk. I was like, I'm just gonna become Ram Sweeney in a minute. Hold on. I don't know. I mean, I've never been able to play a lead or like anything like that. I've usually just played the comedic featured guy. Charlie, no, I'm always featured. I'm just featured. I like that. I like that. I was like, oh, this guy's funny. So, you know, I was looking forward to it. But straight, yikes. What is shit nowadays? Like, oh.
Honey, what you waiting for? Welcome to my candy store. You just gotta prove you're not a
Freeze your brain. Shatter the ice, get lost in the pain. Shut your eyes tight till you vanish from sight. Let nothing remain.
dreams are coming true and people laugh, but not at you. I'm not alone, I'm not afraid. I feel like Bono and Live. The house is ours.
It's time for big fun. Let's use their shouts. That sounds like big fun.
While you're talking, what was your favorite song to do in the show, and why? Performance, song, dance, whatever.
Oh, my favorite song was probably Fight For Me, because I didn't actually sing it because I didn't know my part. Actually, That Gay Son, my favorite dance.
Great,
Absolutely.
so you know it, right? So you still know it? So you're good.
Not at all.
So,
I mean-
Louisa, what was your
Yes.
favorite? What was your favorite song or moment on stage?
When she missed going on stage.
She only had so much to choose from.
That one, Hey Yo Westerberg Champ. Loved it.
You loved it so much. She was so
I loved it so
When
much
she
I just
actually
couldn't go. When I
In her defense, that was like a really fun time backstage, too.
Yeah.
One time that like half of you were missing because I think someone got sick or something like that, so like half of you were missing.
Danny got sick.
Made it by like the skin of your teeth. Oh no, it was for the the students of West Urban High.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Got sick and people were trying to help her. So literally there was only like 5 of you, so you guys were like spread out.
Remember that.
People.
Why do I not remember that? There was one night that Denny threw up. There's just so much fog you wouldn't even notice.
Guys, I think Denny is the only one not here. He's so lame.
Luisa, I'm proud of you.
I know. I texted him, I was like, literally everyone is here. So.
I didn't even know this was a thing.
I know, I texted her, I was like, I'm getting her, it's happening, we're making it happen.
I was like, Zoom? Okay.
Luisa, and you look that good?
Okay.
Luisa, we had for you one night. Shannon and Joe and I were always backstage because we were dead, and we were like, "Oh my God, guys, Luisa made it on!" And then someone flushed the toilet, and Shannon goes, "No." Oh my God, you missed it! Like, yo, Luisa.
I was so excited for it.
Every other night,
I was so excited for you.
yeah, every other night with the song would start and she'd be like, oh my god, oh my god.
It was such an awkward scene.
It was.
I was gonna say,
I
it
was
did
like,
kind of
what?
come out of nowhere.
It's like
did.
such a random scene. I'm like, what is this? So I just didn't go.
When she came back, finally making it on, it was an applause back.
Everybody just, yes. We love that.
We were proud.
Yeah. All right, so Ed,
What?
how you doing?
Smashing.
So Ed, you got to play like 20 different characters in this show, pretty much. So
Yeah.
how much fun was that? I feel like you were like constantly like just changing your costume. Were you?
A few times, yeah. Really, just all I wanted to do is just make sure they were different.
Mm-hmm.
That was really like my goal. And I mean, clothes help, obviously, but it's not like I could do something with my hair. So you kind of got to figure things out.
So out of all the characters, which one was your favorite?
Oh, Bud was the biggest jerk. So it was great. And I mean, I liked Ram's dad, and that was a lot of fun.
The fishing scene was pretty good.
The couple of scenes, just standing face to face, or like my eyes to Charlie's chin because he's like a foot taller. That got really intense, and I enjoyed that. Especially considering when I choreographed the fight scenes, I asked him if he had any fight experience. He said no, he's more of a pacifist. Yet he was downright frightening during that scene, and that was great. That was a lot of fun to me.
He used the text.
He is the text.
He's a pacifist, but JD was not. And so
So Ed, how was it doing the fight scenes? You did a bunch of them.
Well, I thought it was funny because you basically said, all right, you have 26 seconds to do this until this, and then you have 17 seconds to do that, and I want there to be a headbutt. And I'm like, what? So I kind of just wanted to, because there's so many different ways you could look at it, and I try to look at things online, and I tend not to really try to follow that kind of stuff, because usually the stuff you see online is not really done by someone who knows like how to fight or techniques or stage combat. So I tried to think, what would it look like if a bunch of just teenagers got in a fight? And one of them happens to be psychotic, and the other two at least perpetrate to be athletes. So I kind of tried to put that together, and then also make it, at least at the pauses, which I think is what you wanted, was to make it funny. And so when Cierra got to sing, it's like you kind of cared about what was going on instead of, oh, she's just singing in the middle of them fighting. So I don't know, did anybody care?
Oh, I thought it was great. I thought everything was
awesome.
Super funny from the audience, and when we all watched the DVD, we'll see how awesome it is. All right, okay, so I have a question for Shannon. So Shannon,
yes,
this is the moment. So Shannon, you probably played the most iconic character and one of the most well-known characters of like 80s like cult like films like of all time. I will tell you, every time I wear my Heather shirt out, I get a compliment on it at some point saying they love Heathers and whatever. So Heather Chandler is super iconic, and I know that when you originally came to audition and you came to callbacks, you were auditioning for Veronica for the most point, and you didn't see yourself as a Chandler. So what was it like becoming this character that you thought you could never like be?
I mean, I honestly had no choice. I just had to do it. I watched a lot of clips on YouTube, as other people have thrown out there. Of course, I was like watching a bunch of other interpretations of the character. I don't know. I was just like, all right, how like bitchy can I get? You know, channeled some Regina George. Mean Girls was getting popular. You know, I don't know. The wig definitely did help though. Like I like my hair, but like it's like everybody knows that like this character is iconically blonde, and you know it goes along with all the like different versions of the story, which is like Clueless, and then you have Heathers, and then you have Mean Girls. She's always blonde.
So yeah, so that was like an awesome character. You did a great job playing that part. What was your favorite part about playing her? Did you have a favorite scene or a song or just like something about her as a character?
The part where I had to, it was we just threw the pig in the pit, and I had to like tell Cierra off, and she's like so much shorter than me, so I was like, we need to be shorter, and like I had a really hard time at first.
Like I had to really get into like my dead girl walking character in that scene, like so I used that scene to build, and let me tell you, and like that, I was like, she was terrifying, like genuinely terrifying.
I was like, so scared because Cierra and I weren't super tight before we started rehearsals, and then like in rehearsals, every time I had to say something mean, I'd be like, I was so nervous people would think that I was like that though.
No. She sat with her backstage. She was like that to me all the time.
No. Tonight I'm yours, I'm your dead girl walking. Get on all fours, kiss this dead girl walking.
My looks were just like prison bars. They left me a myriad of scars.
Myriad, nice.
No one thinks a pretty girl has substance. That's the the curse of popularity. Hey, you wanted to be popular? You're welcome. Look where you are. You're welcome. Come get your football star. You're welcome. You've joined the pros. Once we squeeze you, you stay squoze. You're welcome.
Get off of me.
Veronica, ding dong, ding dong.
Roll you out like a birthday candle. Let her manhandle your manhandle. Saber-tooth jaws are gonna destroy ya.
Fortune's coming for ya. Lock the doors, 'cause
Veronica Sawyer's a big fun, big fun, big war.
We can start and finish wars. We're what killed the dinosaurs. We're the asteroid that's overdue. The dinosaurs choked on the dust. They'll die because God said they must. The new one needed room for me and you.
Ruslan, you're looking good, Rue. You look handsome.
I like the goatee. It looks good.
Quarantine is treating his facial hair well.
Yeah, I'm digging it. I'm digging it.
Okay, it hides my neck.
So Ruslan, you music directed. What are your thoughts on this
I
show?
told you already that it was one of the better ones.
Heathers?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you enjoyed it?
Well, musically, yes. Yes.
It was the acting that sucked.
Text. Because the text, the text.
Yeah, just a little. No, I think, musically it was good. I don't know what else to say.
What was your favorite song in the show?
I like Big Fun, I guess, just to play.
It's not because
I don't care for it as a song, but I like those fake synthesizers that I had to do. So that was cheesy,
How was the harmony in this show? Was it hard? Were the parts hard?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Actually, it was harder to play than harmonize for you guys. I think it was harder for the kids. But you guys wouldn't know. I mean, to be honest, to listen to right now, it's probably Dead Girl Walking is the funnest to listen to musically.
Yes.
Because of just the whole heavy rock feel to it, with guitar and all. So I enjoy that most.
Yeah. Sabrina, how you doing, girlfriend?
Good. Yep.
So this was the first show that you did at the Grand, and I know that you're not from the area. So what made you want to audition for this show?
I've been waiting for somebody to do the show for forever since I had heard the soundtrack. It's probably the most fun soundtrack that I've ever heard, and I just wanted to be a part of it somewhere. And I had to drive like 45 minutes to come do it, but it was so worth it. It was very worth it.
You were lots of fun. And I don't
You
think
guys were lots of fun.
I don't think half of us knew the insane voice that you had until you started singing at our cast party.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Little secret.
So, Kaitlyn, you were the dance captain for this show. What do you think was the hardest? What do you think that was the hardest dance to go over or do or?
Well, I was told I was wrong almost every day, so it was probably every number. But I think the hardest number was Shine a Light. I think until the day we closed, I had about 20 questions before I got on stage. And I knew, on my walking pattern back that I had to slow down at certain points because Cierra would find me behind the walkway and Charlie and her would be staring at me and they'd be like, so which way do we go?
One thing in that number that was always made me laugh, Nicolette, I need to know your motivation behind your poses for the dark part.
So what I wanted to do was give some levels. So everything was always up in the air. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna use the text and get on the ground for this one. And I'm just gonna feel it, and I'm just gonna be different than everyone. But one night, I did a pose and it wasn't a good one. I fell in the middle when we weren't supposed to. And my friends were like, I saw that, and I was like, I'm sorry, guys, but I really like planting. I almost kicked Nick in the balls every night.
Yeah. You tripped me a few times too.
The truth comes out.
The price you pay for good theater.
So Nicolette, can you like from like the position that you're in, obviously, can you like reenact some of those great facial expressions that you make during that?
Which ones?
Anyone that your little heart desires.
All right. The one when Shannon was telling off Cierra, I'd be like,
I didn't know Kayleigh and Nicolette were slapping Nick, and I was like, why does everyone laugh? And one day,
That part's funny.
It's so funny.
Why does everyone laugh?
They are single-handedly the reason why I forgot. Like, there was one night where I switched up the lyrics in Beautiful, and I was so mad at myself because I know that song like the back of my hand, and I just happened to be an idiot and make a rookie mistake and look directly into Nick's eyes as after like whoever slapped him, and he's just like. And I could not. My mind I was gone. I couldn't.
So Megan, I know like a few of you. This was your first show here. So Megan, this was your first show at the Grand, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay. So, what made you want to audition for this show?
Kind of the same reason as Sabrina. I had done Heather's before, but just like the high school version. So I was like, I would love to get a chance to do the full thing. And so when I saw the announcement, I was so down to just audition and try to be a part of it because I love this show so much.
What's your favorite song in the show? Like, and it doesn't have to be like song from our production. Just what's your favorite song? Like,
that's very tough. I love the whole like entire score. And I have two answers. One just from this production alone, and one like general answer. General answer: Candy Store. It's like unmatched. Favorite song moment from this show, though, was during Beautiful when Tom and I had to stand next to each other with our horrible parts that clashed like the entire time, and he hated me for it.
Is that wait, what part?
It was the Heather.
Oh, it's not that. I think I'm dying.
No, it was the I need Heather. Yeah. I was like, yo, sing next to me one more time.
Tom was so mad at me.
Soprano twos and tenors don't go together, okay? They don't belong.
No, they don't.
They don't.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, it was great. And then you went on and you did more. You did Matilda's the only other show you've done, Grand, right?
Yeah, so far.
Cool. So far. So Kayleigh, same thing. This is your first show here, and it is great working with you. P.S. How are you doing? How's the knee going? How's the recovery process?
It's good. Yeah, it's been a long one. Like a little longer than expected, but that's fine. Like, what a time to get knee surgery. I mean,
no, it's the perfect time.
Predicted this. I literally was like, all right, I gotta buckle down. Make a plan. Like, when I'm gonna get this. I literally got it done on March 4th. And then, like, a week later, everything shut down. So I was
She created the virus just so she could get the surgery.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of similar to everyone else. I, loved the show, and I had seen shows at the Grand, and it's literally, 15 minutes from my house. And I was like, go audition. I was like, I don't think I'm, right for the show, but, we're just gonna do it. And I've, worked with some people before, and it was cool to, get to meet new people and do a show in a new place. And it was, to this day, one of the most fun shows I've ever been a part of. Rehearsal process, shows themselves, so it was
Yay. Aw, well, it was great having you in it. You were awesome, and you were part of that crazy cheerleading trick, so we obviously needed you to be.
Yeah, thanks.
Can I just, Kayleigh is an all-around incredible freaking team player. She always knows all her music, the first day we learn it, and she always knows all her choreography, and she's definitely the go-to, oh my gosh, I forgot this part, how does it go? Kayleigh Corn, man. Woo!
So Zachary, how you doing over there, Zach? Terrified. How you doing?
I'm great. A great conversation happening right now.
Zach, is your mom there?
To do your laundry?
Bring her out, please.
Can you tell her to come in for a second? So
I also,
since Denny's the only one pretty much not here, I also brought this just to represent that he was here. And then
Fuck Denny.
Did it actually belong to someone else?
So.
Here she is, y'all.
Oh, Jen!
Miss her.
Wait, where's Jen?
Go!
Jen!
Oh my god!
Oh my god, I love her so much.
So cute.
What's up?
Jen, I still have the pig.
Hi, Mr. Piggy. What up, Piggy?
I refuse to get rid of the pig.
First of all, that's Piggy number 2. First one had a terrible demise. I'm looking at the background right now. It does look like an episode of Hoarders, so I'm terribly sorry.
Jen, I was saying it because it was your son. I'm sorry. I really am.
Okay, listen, I'm barely 17 myself. I'm barely 17 myself, honestly. So.
I'm not sorry.
So Jen, talk to me about the creative process of creating the pig.
Me? Well, it was the first time I used a glue gun. Never used a glue gun ever. But I did lose. I can commit a crime in the United States now because I only have like 7 fingerprints now. And I don't know. I still look like a pink football to me. Look like a pig in any way.
Did I ever? I don't know if you guys ever heard the story of. So Cierra won at the Julie's, and I had a few cocktails that evening, and I was apparently losing my mind, like so excited and like screaming when she was accepting her award. And I was with Jill Bradshaw, that many of you know. And all night I was telling Jill, like, Jill, you're so amazing. Like, I want you to win every award in the night. Like, everything. You deserve lighting. And then, like, Cierra won and I lost my mind. And 2 awards later, I was like, Jill, when's your award up? When are you going to win? And she's like, I just lost to Cierra, the one you were clapping for. I was like, I'm sorry.
So, Zach.
Zach's still here?
I know. Wait, so Zach, wait. All right, so Zach, you're obviously
Mom.
Oh my God, what is Shannon?
You're about
How
to.
do you do
Hold
that?
on, you're about to ask me a question.
Oh my God.
And then you said, "Where's your mom?"
Stage mom.
I'm sorry, but I had to ask about Jen. So Zach, you're a great dancer. Goop, the goop. She's got it. Zach, you're a great dancer. What was your favorite like song to dance in the show?
Big fun, 100%.
Why did you like Big Fun?
I don't know. You kind of just didn't have to dance if you didn't want to. You really body around it.
Guys, I'm gonna have to edit all of your answers out. It's just gonna be me asking questions.
Just for every answer you have to edit out, just please cut back to Charlie saying that the text is the most important.
No, I'm just gonna cut back to Charlie like that. I saved the picture.
So proud of that answer, Zachary.
I like the goatee. It looks good.
Quarantine is treating his facial hair well.
Yeah, I'm digging it. I'm digging it.
Okay, it hides my neck.
So Ruslan, you music directed. What are your thoughts on this
I
show?
told you already that it was one of the better ones.
Heathers?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you enjoyed it?
Well, musically, yes.
It was the acting that sucked.
Text. Because the text, the text.
Yeah, just a little. No, I think, musically it was good. I don't know what else to say.
What was your favorite song in the show?
I like Big Fun, I guess, just to play.
It's not because
I don't care for it as a song, but I like those fake synthesizers that I had to do. So that was cheesy,
How was the harmony in this show? Was it hard? Were the parts hard?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Actually, it was harder to play than harmonize for you guys. I think it was harder for the bits. But you guys wouldn't know.
Hi, CJ.
Hi.
So I know this show means a lot to you, and you love this show, and you got to kind of be a little bit of everything with this show. I know you helped me out with some costume stuff.
Yeah.
And I know you were definitely a shoulder to lean on when I needed.
Oh my God.
Show.
And the wigs,
The wigs, and you also played a bunch of characters. So tell me about your experience.
I love the movie since I was young. I've always had a weird dark comedy kind of a fixation for movies. So I really love the movie. I think I was a senior in high school when I found out that there was a musical in the works, and I was just yeah, I'm in there. I ended up listening to the soundtrack I think a year or two later, and I fell in love with it. I kind of just really relate to the story, kind of the. Not to get too TMI, but being in high school and everything, the suicide thing was always in my mind and everything. Whatever, fast forward. I did a show at the Grand, and I was this is awesome. I love this place. So when I found out that the Grand was doing it, I had to audition, and luckily I ended up joining the cast, and that it was fun. I got to be in a show with a bunch of people that I love working with. I got to put Cierra and Shannon's wig on every night, which was really awesome.
Thank you so much for doing that. You're so sweet.
No, I can't with that picture.
We did not know.
I can't get it. It won't work. It won't work.
It was so much fun during the show. I think my favorite part of doing the show, aside from doing Dead Gay Son with Ed, was definitely fangirling over Shannon's Chandler riff, Sierra's Beautiful, and Cassie's Shine Your Light reprise, because if you haven't heard that, that it's out of this world.
So Cassie, I feel like your character is, sorry, there's a huge motorcycle going by. I feel like your character is definitely robbed a little bit of having some spotlight moments, and you are such an amazing performer. I wish there was more moments. You know that I tried to reach out to the writers and try to get what's the song?
Never Shut Up Again?
Never Shut Up Again. I almost said Shut Up and Drive. Never Shut Up Again.
Drag Race.
I know. Never Shut Up Again. I tried so hard to get it in there for you, but you're such an amazing vocalist. And I know this was your first show at the theater. So what drew you to this show, and what was your favorite experience doing it?
I mean, kind of just the same answer that everyone's giving. I'm obsessed with the show. Oh, thank you. The music's amazing. The script is hilarious. It's just, I couldn't not do it, Favorite part? I mean, honestly, just everything about it. I love the cast. It was one of my favorite casts that I've ever been in, definitely. Everyone's just very entertaining. But yeah, I just had such a good time overall.
So what was your favorite song to do? I think we all know.
Here, have a sedative.
I know, I was gonna say, maybe we don't know.
I actually don't. I don't know.
Can you sing it?
I really liked Big Fun, actually. I thought that was really fun to do. But yeah, I think Big Fun was probably my favorite. I also loved Candy Store, obviously. I mean, that was just iconic.
So, who have I not heard from? Paul. Hi, Paul. Blonde Paul. How are you doing?
What's up?
So, Paul, okay. So, what was your favorite part of the show?
Okay, I had two. The first one was right before Big Fun Reprise, was there was just like a small scene or whatever, and me and Megan were sat at the lockers, and every night I'd just come up with some other like stupid joke that my character would make, and it was just the punchline, and I'd be like, so I said it's a tuba, not a trombone.
Every single night it was something
Every night.
different. Every single night it was different.
Oh, your improv is unmatched.
It's
Your
so
improv
good. At one
Until
point,
then, like, Charlie decided halfway through that he was gonna bust into our scene, so then I like didn't get my joke out ever, because he was like, he would come up to me and be like, yo, where's my homework? And I'd be like, what? Where did you come from? This is halfway through what? But then my second favorite was doing the candy store dance backstage with Denny and Jerrod.
Yes. These boys slaying in
They
their
really
hot
did.
costumes.
They really
Yeah.
did. Like, girls, you were great, but like,
No, I
they
know.
gave you a run for your money.
I mean, like, I didn't
My
get
money.
a callback, but I didn't get a callback for Heather Chandler, but like I was expecting one, so that's
Okay, so Nick, how are you? In the dark, how's
Good, how are
outside
you?
life? Is it cool outside? Is it
I'm
nice?
here. I'm gonna nature. We love nature.
So, Nick, I know that this was not your first show at the Grand, and I know you've been doing camp shows for years. What made you want to do it?
Heather's is just a good, fun show, and I had the opportunity. What I really liked about it was I knew a lot of my friends who were auditioning for it, but what was so exciting was getting to meet a bunch of different people. Yeah.
Awkward pause. Your favorite part was becoming my best friend.
I was already your best friend, wasn't I?
Who are these
Yeah, you
people?
were. For like years.
that you
I
like
loved
to
you
work with?
forever.
What?
Nick, who are these people you like to work with? We need names. We need facts.
Everyone was pretty alright, okay?
Pretty alright.
Everybody but you, Tom, so
Maria's-
stop fishing.
Maria's probably my favorite. Maria's probably.
I think she's all of our favorites.
Oh, cheers.
Not mine, Maria.
Okay,
You
but
go.
are you her background or mine?
Change it, Maria. Come on.
Shannon is dancing with you right
You know,
now.
I could hardly get Nick. If I could figure out how to get on this call, then I would have made this background happen. But no promises. I struggled enough just getting here.
To be yours, we were meant to be one. I can't make it alone. Finish what we've begun. Hey, yo, Westerberg, tell me what's that sound? Here comes Westerberg, coming up, put you in the ground. Go, Westerberg, give it great big yeah. Westerberg will knock you out and send you straight to hell. Our love is God. Say hi to God.
Hey, girlfriend. What was your favorite part of Heather's? I know that you did a lot of work backstage, and you helped me with some of the direction and guiding. I know you worked with Tom and Joe a lot. Like, what was
It's
your
got to
favorite
be
part?
putting Sierra's wig on. I know that was your favorite part.
Listen,
At 8:05, because that's when that girl would be ready for the wig, right?
that was like a highlight of my life, was to put the wig on and being told to add one more bobby pin in that wig.
Listen, do you even understand, Danielle? Going to the beauty supply store with you was like the dream of my life. Like I felt like you were just like my personal designer. Like who fitted my head for a wig. It was.
Yes.
Can I just say, there's no one more like encouraging than Danielle. Danielle will gas you up and make you feel like a
bab.
A bad ASS lady, a girl who can do anything. Danielle, Harley-Scott, you are my queen. I'm done.
What are you doing?
I had fun. It was a fun time. I don't really have like a favorite moment. I mean, I enjoyed my mom nights out with y'all. And I think just seeing you guys grow from like the first rehearsal to closing night. Beautiful was probably like my favorite moment of the night. One, just because I knew that Cierra could do the riff, but I just in those notes, but I'd just be waiting for it every night. Like, come on, girl, get it out. I'm here for you. And of course, I gotta shout out Maria because Kindergarten Boyfriend was always so great. Everything was really
So I'm gonna ask one more question. I want everybody to answer it. So I'll go around and I'll like call you out. But then we'll stop recording and we can keep talking or we can end it, whatever you want. So this question is, if you could go back right now and tell your high school self something, advice, or a motto, or just something to live by and something to hold on to, what would it be? All right, Shannon, it's you.
I would tell my high school self, keep doing color guard. You can play Heather even if you're not blonde. And stay focused on the text, and you and Cierra Bader become best friends.
Similar to what Jen said, I was like, oh yeah, definitely not care what people think. Like I really did that a lot in high school, and it like really brought me down. So like, stop, girl, you're good.
Study.
I just wish I got like more involved. Like I only like did like drama club and like NGDFL. Like I wish I like did more stuff with that. And I also wish I just like did theater. Like I only like, this is like my first show like really outside of my area, but I really wish I did it earlier. But like other than that, I really have no regrets.
I don't know, man.
Zachary.
Smoke less weed?
Yeah.
What would you tell your younger self in high school?
Oh God. I mean, I have to echo what everybody said, honestly, is that nothing in high school matters. Like, it just doesn't. It's so, like, one day you'll have bills and you'll play a game of beer pong and be out of the count for 3 days because you're old now and can't recover. So, like, enjoy high school. But I like, honestly, Martha was so authentically herself in a world of everyone else just trying to be who they were in that show. So I wish I could have been more like that. I think I was once I found theater in high school, which was nice. But I guess maybe just take a lesson from Martha and be a little bit more yourself.
Do like the stuff you love to do, because I mean, nobody's gonna really judge you for it at all, and it turned out for the best. So
I'd probably tell my freshman self, you're gonna be bald by the time you're 25.
So grow it out.
Okay.
Grow it out.
And also, like, just come out. It's fine. Everyone loves you. Your other gay sister will also love you, and you guys are gonna just rock the New York City town. It's fine.
Sierra.
I would tell my younger self that, like my freshman year self, that no one will ever come up with a better joke about being short than calling you shrimp or short or small fry.
So I think I would tell myself, like, you're not just a good dancer, you actually have potential in every area of theater, so don't get down on yourself just because of one person's opinion.
So my thing would be to tell people how you really feel. Don't be like fake, be upfront and honest. Even if it sometimes hurts people's feelings, you still need to be honest, just don't hurt people. And to always tell your crush that you love them, because KA made this picture for Cierra just now and he says, I love you.
So I tell my high school self, you're a little weird, but it's your charm. People will like you for it. You're pretty, even though the boys don't think so. Thick is gonna be in, just you wait.
I would tell myself, really, learn to be comfortable with yourself, because if you're better at laughing at yourself and making the joke about yourself than anyone else is, you take all their power away.
You just like can't take everything serious, because at the end, everyone said it, like at the end of the day, like these times don't, like, I don't know, you should just like try to have fun more while you can, while you don't have as many priorities. Like I'm only 3 years out of high school, but
Why do you care what anybody thinks of you? Lauren, what would you say to your high school self if you had to ask it?
I would tell myself to not care about anything that anybody has to say, and that would carry over to now, because it goes to show you that bullies don't just live in high school, they live until the day you die. So you need to learn how to overcome them and to trust in yourself and be confident in yourself and not listen to what anybody has to say. Charlie said, this is all about the text, guys, so I'm going to read his text, okay? I'm going to try to read it like Charlie. I would tell myself, high school self, that you need to not only make good relationships with those who teach you, but also haters you have. Those who teach you will become mentors and friends, and your haters will become motivators. Also, dance more and go BFA MT because you will be mad you didn't.
Now wait, let me just say, Charlie is so right because Charlie, your teacher from high school at least loves you. He thinks the world of you, and so does the other one who's actually mean. She loves you. So yes, they love you. So be friends with them, even though they're old, like old.
Yeah. Thanks for that. Thanks for the pearl of wisdom.
Thank you, Thomas.
This is the end of Cocktails with the Cast, this rendition of Heathers the Musical. We hope that you guys had an amazing time. And one last cheers to end the night.
Cheers, campers.
Cheers, y'all.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.